Poo poo poo. So this one should be the rainbow and the names. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight we plan to discuss Glory Store, pay-to-play Relics, at endgame-ish high skill perspective. This should be fine, right? Right. Oh, there is no webcam. So I'm going to share my point of view and my priority list. So my PoV is every champion is level 30 plus, meaning that we got all items from level upgrades. We have all free-to-play relics, epic relics, well, rare relics too. We also got knowledge of most of enemy decks in and out, in case if that matters. Hello, Snorlax. And what else? We are doing monthlies for top 8 for a couple of years now to get a fancy seat on the front page. So this might actually impact some choices. We also are not getting mana flow or 6-star upgrades. Well, at least until the end of the year, because frankly this nuance is a huge part of what makes me like the best at doing monthly challenge guides and stuff like here on Twitch and YouTube. And of course, fun per hour part, looking for creativity and scoring all the cut and dried choices. Oh, hello. And this is our spirit animal, emotional support. Okay, so let's get started. Our tier 1 is we take those. This is kinda close to S tier and we will talk about it right now, I think. So we got Aurelian Souls Gauntlet. Oh, yeah, sure, so this tier list, I think we will take a look at every of the current epic relic. And I think we will do it a little bit faster than on beginner guide, because I expect people to actually know what they do. We will not read every single sentence in the description. So Aurelian Soul Gauntlets, +1 started mana if unit E is Titanic. This goes to we take those tier. I actually feel like this should be both at the same time, right here and right here. Well, first, I intentionally do not take mana flow, so I'm actually like not really struggling, but I'm coming to fight from behind. I'm at a lower power level, and this will just make me somewhat average. It's like I invested 2 relic slots to make this viable, but it's still equal to mana flow. Like, why would I use it? So I don't think I'm gonna use it as much as expected, but I definitely do want it in my collection. Then we have Nora's Accelerating Portal. Nor Portal Accelerator. Well, I do enjoy playing Nora. +1 starting mana. When you summon a created ally, grant it impact. Well, long story short, you know, I got Beast Within recently. I think 3 months ago or 4 months ago. It's one of the very last epic relics that I got. And this impact, it kinda competes with Beast Within slot. I'm using Eking Spirit so I can have a lot of Noras. Nora is playable round 1 for 2 mana. She gets some extra stats. I use Spectral Scissors to end the game faster, 1 round faster, because it actually creates critical mass. 1 extra unit with up to 10 attack easily. And this one, well, in 2 attacks I can get like, how much damage? 6 damage maybe. +1 starting mana, yeah, sure, that's probably something if I have mana flow, but right now at 2 mana, I feel like my plan is already set up, and I'm not changing anything. It definitely goes to red tier. And maybe in a year, once I get to 6 stars, once I get to mana flow, maybe something will be changed, and I will reshape my tier list. Right now, this is definitely red tier. Okay, then we have Luxana's Baton. If I am Lux plus 1 starting mana, draw a Fulvir that costs 2 less in granted Dargon's Breeze. Beautiful item, beautiful epic relic. This goes like best of the worst. This once again guarantees 2 drop, maybe 1 drop, maybe 0 drop. That's okay, that's a free blocker. This takes relic slot. Terrible. You might play Lux without Chemtech Duplicator. That's totally possible, but I don't see a reason right now to do that. On Luxie, I feel like my current plan, my current setup is close to best in slot. If you guys could only hear this cat. Poo-poo-poo. Ururu. So on Lux Illuminated, this is probably a better relic, but until I have no mana flow, no 6 stars, that's just not my choice for sure. Then we have Icon of Sin, I can call it, because this is definitely one of the worst relics right now. Your elemental spells and skills deal 2 extra damage. This can be good on a couple of champions. This can have some mediocre, like average usage in a couple of ideas, but I'm not feeling like that. I prefer to use Talia in a way that I'm already using her, and well, right now it's not really useful. I really hope that there will be better ideas to use it. But who knows? Not right now. This goes to the red tier. Yeah, something like this. Okay, then we have Shock and A. Alright, this is pretty good one. When an ally that costs 1 or less attacks, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. So for beginners, this is a much worse relic, because you want to be generalistic, you want to use something from a different perspective, you want something universally good, and just because I'm doing monthly challenges for front page, this actually might help me. So it's somewhat a little bit hard to decide. Like, it can go to yellow tier from a perspective that this is not universal. But the thing is, I already know what I want, I already know what I need most of the times. So does it really impact my normal campaign adventures? No. Does it really impact deadly adventures? Well, actually maybe, because that's a different power level. Can this impact monthly challenges? Yes, and by a lot. Can it go in this tier? I might be a little bit biased. It's probably best of green tier at this point. It's just so straightforward. Yeah, I'm not really into being that straightforward, sadly. Okay, this should be best at green tier. Next one. This is just worst of the worst. Yasuo doesn't really need it, and outside of Yasuo this doesn't really work. Nothing to be said about it. Next. Okay, interesting one. Well, speaking of Talia. Yeah, we can look at Thalia, well, Misfortune, Packed Powder, yeah, nice. We had Lux on the way, Ambessa, Packed Powder everywhere. I do enjoy using Packed Powder. I was looking for Miss Thalia. So as you can see, I'm using Plunder -2 cost, Plunder -2 cost. I really wanna use Thalia. I really wanna use the Found Fortune Epic Relic. Like, I know how that works. And Drain 5 is actually not that bad too. But... well, the thing is, I'm using this Plunder tech when I already know how to use it. I already have a plan. I'm not really willing to sacrifice Epic Relic slot. Well, I mean, just Relic slot. Yeah, we also assume that all of our Relic slots are Epic relevant. This means that we got infinite Spirit Forges and everything is upgraded. So, speaking of Twain's Raven Army, I really like the idea, but it just doesn't really change anything in my game plan, in my playstyle. I might actually find some different cases to use it, but honestly, I just feel like usually I'm better off using Found Fortune in third slot rather than Swain's Raven Army. Maybe, just maybe, if I have 6-star upgrades, then this will actually make difference. Like, right now I'm planning to win in 3 attack rounds. This maybe will help me to win in 2 rounds if I have either mana flow or 6 stars. Well, right now, no. Therefore, I'm not really gonna use it. I want it in my collection, but I'm not really gonna use it that much. This goes to yellow tier. Although this is pretty universal. Jace, Hextech, Battery. +1, +2, when I level up, refill 3 mana. And this one is pretty interesting. Chat, you cannot disagree with like, if you're disagreeing, please at least add what are you disagreeing with. It would help the discussion. So this one, everyone will disagree with it too, but I definitely have some ideas I really want to implement in a couple of my builds. +1, +2 is not really game changing at my level. Once again, I know what I want, I know what I need, usually. And this 2 health, well, I'd rather just pick Black Shield at this point. Extra spell shield on everyone, it will just decide an adventure sometimes. Against Ionia, against Shadow Isles, against Fiddlesticks, you can just equip Black Shield and win that Fiddlesticks adventure. This 2 health will not do much, 1 attack will not do anything, usually. But level up, refill 3 mana, well, if I'm playing something bad, and I can actually play something bad, just for the purpose of playing the game, because I enjoy playing the game, you know? Like, yeah, Garen is pretty slow, Garen is 5 mana, but... we should not drop that champion into trash can just because he is slow. He got some... Sometimes you wanna be Garen, you know? And spin to win. So this one... well, I'll go from this perspective. So this is universal. This is just generally viable for anyone. But this is mediocre. Yeah, that's for sure. Is it really terrible? It is not. So this should probably fit into yellow tier. But I really wanna use it on weaker champions. I really wanna play with this Epic Relic, and I will be actually feeling bad if I just let it slip away if I see it in Glory Store. Therefore, it should be in green tier, because I really want to buy it and experiment with it. We can look at Caitlyn's Relic right now, since we have Hextech Rifle, plant 6 traps, blah 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 blah, extremely niche. So I know how to use it. I have an idea. Well, that's pretty obvious how you're gonna use it. This is so niche that you probably do not really want to buy it, but considering that I have every other epic relic and probably we will have a lot of relics in red tier, that I feel like I should be placing this in yellow tier and kind of buy it on the first opportunity. I enjoy playing Caitlyn. The way she controls board is actually somewhat exciting. It's not simply like kill that creature. No, you have to work for it. You have to struggle. If anyone has ever played Gloomhaven, that's the difference between trying to win and, well, we got the Eclipse class that just has kill that creature. No, that's no fun. That's not fun. That's not interactive. Sometimes you have to play with your team. You want to do a plan. You want some strategy. You want brainstorm, but when you have that just card to kill a creature, that's not fun. Caitlyn is the same way. You want to work for it, otherwise it just would have not been fun. So I wanna play Caitlyn because of this, right? I actually do not mind losing on Caitlyn. We will know about that. I lost last weekly. There was a rough weekly. Snorlax. So yeah, I wanna buy it because I enjoy playing Caitlyn. Next, Pike. Pike is pretty bad and pretty interesting at the same time. +2, +0 and Challenger. Like, I might have some fun trying this out on a new champion if it fits. Shuffle 2 Death from below into your deck and grant it a random epic item. Well, sadly, you cannot upgrade this spell in shop, in normal adventure. This epic relic isn't really suitable for monthly challenges. It might be just extremely niche, suitable for maybe 3 champions at best out of 75 that we got. This is either last priority or mediocre but not really terrible. Just because I'm into creativity, I'm putting it right here into orange tier, but it might slip back to red. Who knows? Next one, Seize and Diseased. 3 impact, play, blah blah, rate 0 for 1. That's pretty good. I have a plan. It has a niche. It should be right here. If I have 10 attack, 10 power. Yeah, I'll think about it even more. I think there can be very wild ideas that I didn't really think about just yet. Next one, Siren's Call. Create Evelyn. When you summon Husk, it loses immobile. So, those who know, those know. Thresh and Evelyn are one of my most beloved champions before Constellation was released. I used to play Evelyn and Thresh on harder challenges in monthly challenges. They were like A+ tier, I would say, and they didn't really need any epic relics that you... Snorlax. They didn't really need many epic relics, they were just good on their own. I'd say I'm probably a little bit biased, and this is not really that useful by any means, but I wanna have it in my collection, this goes to this tier. So if I see this epic relic in the shop, I would actually have to stop myself from buying it, sadly. But objectively, this is bad. Yeah, anyone should skip it. Next one, defense spending. Your Nexus has stuff, I am tech. I don't think this is actually useful. This should be right here, after Nora's portal. It's no Relics. Your Nexus has stuff, I am tech. Well, you know, looking into the future, I would even do this. Like, what if there will be more elemental spells or skills? I really hope so. Next, Essence, Theft. When you recall a unit, and also Homecoming, create a spell, created target your ally, target enemy unit, Snorlax. This should be pretty bad too. It should be right here. It's generally worse than Nexus has stuff. Then Ambassa Relic, Queen Drakehounds, Overwhelm. Well, we have full build, we have Beast Within, deal 2 to the enemy Nexus on attack. This is not really it. Well, to damage. Why? Like, wow, this combos with Plunder, but if you activated this, then you already have your unit on board. So no, this is probably, like, at my power level, this should be just objectively one of the worst relics. If I was a beginner, it could have been even in yellow tier, just because this is somewhat exciting to have a different source of dealing damage to enemy Nexus, but no. Terrible. Next. Harmless. When you play a card that costs 3+, Terrify. I'm a huge fan of Terrifying, I'm a huge fan of enemy discard card. Like, this is the upgrade that I just don't wanna leave untouched. When I see enemy discard card in the shop, I really want it to be bought. That's kind of my playstyle. To strangle, is that the word? Like a snake strangles the enemy. Is that the word? So, well, this one competes with Beast Within. Terrifying is pretty fun. But just because I already got Beast Within, this is probably going to yellow tier. Just in my case. There are some different competitors which are given probably the same. If we look into the future, well, future adventures might be actually balanced around this epic relic. Right now there are some adventures that can mill themselves, that start with 20 to 24 cards, sometimes 28 cards, and you will activate it easily. But to me, this is like playing around a chance. I don't want to be playing around a chance, I want to be playing around some stability. So this is fun playstyle, but it's not really what I want to be playing around every time. Then we have Warwick's Cruel Experiments. Cruel Experiment. Power when you play ally, blah blah. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. This should be pretty good on Tom Kench. This can be pretty good on anything that I rolled Tom Kench's 3-star upgrade. This is good on units with stuff. Yeah, we could be using Build of Daybreak and Cruel Experiments, I guess, as a combo. So this one, I might be using it, and even more often than Swain's Raven Army. So at my situation, at my point of view, this goes into yellow tier, actually ahead of Swain's Raven Army. Then we have Mel's Brilliance. Grant a random spell from your deck, -1 cost, draw 1. This is what we call a fun per hour. You can play around it, you can determine what spell will get this, I suppose. So, but this is not really that great. So, this is probably actually best at yellow tier. Best of the yellow tier stuff. Am I actually really considering this to be green tier? I mean, I do not have a plan. There is big niche, but not really. There is no niche. It's just generally average. Like, it's fine and interesting. So the name is just absolutely correct. Yeah, this deserves to be yellow tier. Kale's Spellblade is just bad. It is completely useless in monthly challenges, in normal adventures. You are much stronger later in adventures, so this is not really useful, unless the final boss is... That doesn't really happen. So, yeah, this is just right here. Next we have Hex Core. Perfect Hex Core. This one is interesting, although it doesn't really sound like interesting. This is probably top priority. Do I even have to say something about it? Do we really need to discuss it? Created spell. Target ally. Give a keyword. Fleeting. Aura King, Kaisa, Nyla. Aurelian Soul after all. This is interesting relic, I would say. Fated, yeah. Yumi. Can it work on Thresh? I guess. Yeah. This just goes to we take those tier. Elder Dragons, great talents. Well... No, sorry. This is last priority. And we are being polite, alright? We are extremely polite when we call this last priority. Next, Nasus Skills of Judgment. Power when you play a champion and strike the weakest enemy. So we have already, I think, discussed it in beginner guide. This is just worse version of Stalker's Blade. But this is power. It might work with Starforge Gauntlets, it might work with Nora's 6-star, it might work with some other cases. Hollow Abyss, sure. So, it's not really useless. That's how Red Tier could have been called. But it's completely... It's just not really useful. It's interesting on paper, but there is no way to use it on practice, most likely. This is such playstyle that so many other choices will just be better than this one, sadly. But I do not mind it in my collection. So this goes to orange tier. Next. Treasures of the Deep. Give me +3/+3 when we are deep. No. Right here or right here? Chat, what do you think? Yeah, I think here. So Ari's Relic right now might save you once in adventure. This can have higher chance, like if you're already playing around it, it will help you more than once in adventure. And also this will help you when it actually matters, as early as possible. Right? The logic is, when you just begin the adventure, you have very low amount of cards, therefore it will work when it matters the most. So it's like not that bad, but any other option is just better. Even Stalker's Blade can be better. And tossing your own cards is just, I don't know. It can be useful, but not right now. Then we have Protectors of Demacia. When you level up an ally champion, summon Lux. If you have Lux, summon Garen. If you have both but not Galio, summon Galio. So this is actually somewhat the best of last priority, but I think I should go with orange. This is... Can I really call it not terrible? Not useless, okay. I think terrible was actually better. Well, whatever. So, I think this is not really last priority for me. I want it to be in my collection. I want to theory craft it, but this is guaranteed to be doomed. This is guaranteed to be doomed. There will be at best 2 champions, 2 playstyles, 2 niche cases. Okay, then we have Warlord's Helmet. This one is probably almost the worst. Plus 10 nerfed health is just... Right now, this is not the worst. Pretty soon it will be pretty much one of the worst, because we will have more health, I think. Then we have Actions Relic. When you play a champion, summon Landmark, which is pretty cool. But sadly, this is not cool enough. Like, this is pretty cool, but just because I respect it, respect the possibility with it, because it can be looking cool, this goes into mid of last priority. Then we have Twisted Fates Relic, +1/+1, and create wild cards. The wild cards are these effects. This is a skill. Every time, this is not a spell. This is a skill. It can be scaled. It can be fun. And even if you do not need it, you can just use blue card. Like refill 1 spell mana for 1 mana. That's okay. And since this gives +1/+1, it's actually not that terrible. It's probably better than orange tier every time, and since it's going to yellow tier and it's not really niche, it's just universal, but universally bad, yeah. This is probably better than Caitlyn, probably will be used more often than Swain's Relic. Like something about tier 2 or tier 3 in yellow. I'm pretty sure it will be played a lot at first, but then I will most likely forget about it. But it will be a lot of fun. So, averaging the result to be right here. Then we have Shield of Daybreak. Allies with Daybreak have Tough. When an ally activates Daybreak, grant allies +0/+1. Terrible. Useless, actually. And then we have Whisper of Jin. Not really that great. Champion's Purse. +2, +0, and Overwhelm. When I kill an enemy in combat, create 2 coins in hand. So when I was reconsidering some stuff, when we created beginner's tier list, I thought that I probably undervalued this one. Like, I'm pretty sure I said that the way that beginners learn how to play, how to manage combat, your first combat that you learn is Challenger and First Strike. Lets you to trade 0 for 1. And also you can play with Jinx, of course, you can rush enemies down, but usually you learn how to play Yasuo and Lux, how to control board too. And you will have Fiora as a support on Lux quite often. You can have Fiora on Yasuo for the very same reason. You control board and Fiora has alternative win con, which is pretty good. So actually you will have this kill enemy in combat effect quite often. You might just play around it if you're a beginner. So if you're a beginner, this is like mid, actually mid. Well, maybe if there are 6 tiers, this should be tier number 4. Not 5, not 6, might be tier number 4. In my condition, in my point of view, well, sadly, we kill enemies indirectly, I would say. Oftentimes indirectly. So this should go right here, as it will not really help me to win combat. When it matters, it will matter. But generally speaking, it will matter less than impact on every created ally. And lastly, we have Fresh Soul Lantern. This is tough and spell shield on our champion on demand. This can be used in some cases on monthly challenges. But of course I think it's just better to use full build and black shield. So this is definitely last priority, and it's probably just like around here. We take those, we take those. That's a bigger niche, not really having a plan. Like I have a plan, but not really. I kind of have a plan, bigger niche, yes, I have a plan. And this is just pretty universally good. This is interesting. This is fine. This is interesting. This is interesting too. This is fine. This is interesting. Mediocre, yes, yes, yes. Can this go into tier above? No. No, not really. So yeah, like that. Chat, any questions?